everybody, this is Lynn from Creative Concept Crafts with this week's new design, and it's the Flourishes Dimensional Card. There's a single version that I'm showing you just now, and we're going to make another single one, but I'm going to put it together to make a double. I've given you a few choices of either leaves on the decorative panels, a scallop decorative panel, a plain edge decorative panel, so you've quite a few options to go with. Okay, so I've cut out all the pieces, and what I do when there's a lot of pieces on a card like this, I lay them all into the respective spots so that you know which bits are going where. And I've done one piece, but I'm actually here gluing card onto metallic, so I'm using my silicone glue for this. Okay, so there's quite a lot of pieces to do here, but I think it's so worth it when you get there. It's a beautiful card and suitable for so many different occasions. So here I'm just laying up. I've gone round all these square rectangular pieces, all the straight plain pieces on the edge of the scoreboard. So I've got that little beveled edge again, which I really favour. Okay, I'm just sort of speeding through this section because you're just repeating the same thing on all of these pieces. I've done this card for so many different occasions. There's quite a few pictures actually at the beginning of the video and again at the end of different ways that I've themed them, and I just find it such a wow factor card. I absolutely love it, and I turn to it time and time again. I actually did my daughter's engagement card on this style, and that's shown. There's a picture of the two of them in the photographs at the end. So if anybody's got the flowers and flourishes, this is based on those flowers. So if you're wanting to add extra dimension into the card, you could easily do that. And as always, I've designed two boxes, which are the 7.5 by 5.5 boxes for the double version. The single version will fit into a standard sized envelope. I didn't bother with a box for that particular one. So that's all the pieces now ready for adding. What I'm going to do is just pop them to one side because I'm going to add the two pieces of the base card together first before I start adding all these mats and layers. But I'll be folding this base card first. Again, I've gone round, you can see the score lines, I think faintly. I've gone down on the scoreboard, the slits and everything for the folds. So we're just going to go through the actual fold to start off with. So you've got a wide section at one end. That's the first one that I'm going to do. And if you get the center piece folded first, it makes it easier. You can do it all one way, and then you can pop the other pieces through once you've done it. So if you just fold it, once you've got half of it done, it's quite easy to sort of pop it down. Just gently tease it into place and it will go. But make sure that you really burnish these lines down. So that's the shape you're looking for. You've got the cutout and then you've got the little square pieces on the inside. And I'm going to also burnish those little square pieces from the inside as well. So make sure it's well down. So that's one half of the card, and that's the bit that's going to join onto the other half to give you the double version. And now we're going to fold the next section. So it's getting the valleys and the mountains in the right place. You can see all these score lines. So that's the one I'm going to concentrate on again, is that you got like a T shape coming in from the left side to that centerpiece, and then you've got mountain and valley folds. I think you can see as the card's going which are the mountains and which are the valleys. And again, make sure that you get these cards burnished down. I think you can see the shape there. In a second I'll hold it up and then you can see which are the mountains and which are the valleys. Okay, so you've got your valley and mountain there, you've got another valley, and then you've got the opposite side, which we completed first. So there's your base ready for matting. I'm going to add this now to the first half. I've already done all the mats and layers on one part, so we're just going to finish this off now, adding the mats and layers, adding the two pieces of cardstock together and then matting and layering. So I'm going to add glue to the whole of that blank base on the card that I've already completed. I'm just using the ordinary PVA glue because I'm just card on card here, and I find it's fine. You just need the silicone glue where it's anything coated cardstock, metallic cardstock or glitter. Those are the three that I use the silicone glue for. Other than that, it's just the PVA. So line this up and tuck it into the score line. Line up top and bottom and then tuck it tight into that score line that you've created. And make sure that you get that burnish down. So I'm going to burnish it from one side, flip it over and burnish from the other side. Now, if you are wanting to put a sentiment on the back, cut an extra piece of mat 1 of that plain piece so that you could either stamp your sentiment on, print your sentiment on, and then cut it out and you can pop it on the back of your card. This particular one I haven't done it, but I probably will do once I know who they're for. So I'm just going to whiz through now. We're adding the mats and layers to this second side. And I will do a few and then make sure that they're burnished down. I've laid all the pieces out for cutting the correct number for the double. So if you're only wanting to make the single version of this, then obviously it's only half of the pieces, apart from the large centre panel, which there's only one. But on the decorative ones, I've done the largest piece in the centre. I've done it as a straight piece or as a scalloped, and it's either or when you're cutting out. Don't cut both of them or you'll have an extra piece that you don't need. Okay, it's just an option for you. And I've also done a file with just the plain mats in without the decor element. So that's the mat 2, but plain rather than with the decorative sections. So if you were wanting to make it, say, for a mail card, you've got the option there with the plain mat rather than the flowers or the leaves. It's up to you. So there's the card now completed. And this really, with having the decorative element in it, doesn't need an awful lot of decoration. All you do, fold down and just pop one side over the other, and then this will fit into a 7.5 by 5.5 box. Now all we need now is the belly band to complete it, which I'm going to bring in. Oh, I've done some little flags and I'm going to add them onto the top here. I've created Happy Birthday and I've put them on. It's a twine. What I've actually used is I've got some glitter crochet thread, and I find it's like a silver and I really like it to pop them on. So I'm going to be adding that across the top of the card. And for this, I'm going to use the slightly stronger silicone glue, and it's going on to the inside part of the triangle. So the very first triangle shape that you cut, the little square pieces, I'm just going to pop some glue on the back corner there. I use the silicone glue here just to give it a bit more bite. It tends to be a bit stronger than the PVA. So just pop it down. It's right on the edge of the little square, and I'll cut the excess off once it's dried. I'm going to add the other side to the other corner of the little square. Now you can add these banners. You could add it to the wider flower piece. You can add it to the outer piece, which I'm doing on the next, the birthday bit, I'm going to add to the top, but you can also add it into the flower section in the middle, and you can add it to the bottom. So again, the choice is up to you. If you wanted to add a name, say, under the happy birthday, you could do that by putting it between the flowers. So I find it such a really versatile file. I've done it for anniversaries, I've done it for engagements, I've done it for weddings, birthdays. I find it a really great file. Again, I'm just going to pop this onto the edge of that little section by the flowers. So again, I'm just going to add the glue. It's just going onto the back corner, like I've done with the happy. It's just going onto the back corner. And you just need to open the card to where you need it to tell you where you need to pop your banner. I'm working backwards. It's not the easiest of things to do, but when you do it, obviously you'll be able to do it facing you. So you can see what I'm doing with it. But I think the banners look really sweet. So I'm just trying to get it into position. And again, it's getting the width correct so that you've got the same overhang of thread at one side as the other. But I overhang probably a couple of inches of the thread so that it's not hanging on a tiny little bit. Give yourself sufficient. Okay, so that's the banner completed. And all we need to complete the card now is the belly band, which again, I've cut out the band, I've matted up. And to find out the banner, the little piece I've made, the top is one of the top pieces, but you could also use the slightly larger one. It's up to you. What I've done, I've matted that up, put a little piece of a red liner tape on the corner so I can join it together. Fold your card up. I don't put score lines on a belly band. Fold your card up, put your belly band underneath so that the folded side, the folded bit comes into the middle, and I just press down, giving yourselves a little bit of wiggle room. Don't do it too tight or you'll have a struggle to get it on and off. So I always give it a little bit of wiggle room, probably a couple of mil on each side, so that I don't fight. Because of the dimensional layers in the card, it's a little bit fiddly to get them on, but they're easy enough to get on and off. But if you give that extra little bit, it does make matters easier. Okay, so that's the belly band joined together with red liner tape. Now I'm going to centre the topper onto it. You could put a name on here. You don't have to put the flower on. I'm just looking at my mat and I'm just lining this up in the centre. I'm just going to put a little pencil line on each side of that topper, just so I know how far I'm gluing. And again, because it's ordinary card, I'm just using the ordinary PVA glue. So I've got a line to follow there. And just pop the topper on. Now, I would normally leave this for a few minutes for it to dry. I'm just going to pop it on just now. I'm going to burnish it underneath, but I'm just going to pop it on so that you know how to get it on. Because I've got the banner at the top, I'm going to actually feed this from the base of the card. I find it's easier because it can get caught up in the flag, in the little flags. So pop it on from the bottom. It's just a matter of tucking all these dimensional pieces into the card, but because there's wiggle room, it's quite easy to do. And there's our completed card, complete with the belly band. Hope you've enjoyed it. Until the next time, bye for now.